Hello and welcome to another adventure. So in the early hours of the morning we made our way to a secluded location to prepare for our first ever hot air balloon ride. Today we are going to go on a hot air balloon. First time ever doing this in our lives. I'm absolutely bricking it right now. They've given us breakfast but I can't stomach it because I'm so nervous. Wish us luck. We sipped on a hot tea and watched as the people began preparing for the hot air balloon ride in the darkness. Really nervous now at this point. The balloon is pretty inflated. Oh my god. There's going to be 9 of us on this hot air balloon. As nervous as I am, just want to hit the sky, hit the road. As we watched the balloon inflate, it felt more and more real. I can't believe we're going up in this balloon. It's both massive and tiny at the same time. Off. So far it feels quite nice, quite pleasant. Me and Tig are both a bit dodgy with heights. You might think, why are we in a hot air balloon? Well, that's how we roll. As we watched the ground disappear beneath us, we felt such a surprising sense of calm. The balloon gently lifting us higher into the sky. It's so peaceful up here, especially so early in the morning. The world is still waking up. With a hot air balloon, every flight is different. You never know exactly where the wind will take you. It's such a lovely feeling, gently floating through the air. Shame the visibility isn't good, but that's Adam's Peak in the distance. So what goes up has to come down, but what a great experience. So we've now done it. We got our certificates, didn't we? There's mine, and then Tig's exactly the same. And it was honestly one of the most amazing experiences. It's so gentle. It's just so calming being up in the air like that. I'm not very good with heights and it didn't bother me at all, so I would highly rate it if you haven't done it before. It's our first time and hopefully it won't be our last time because that was amazing. After our amazing balloon ride, we got a taxi and made our way into the tea plantations deep within the mountains. It was a 4-hour drive, so we decided to stop off en route and explore a spice garden. While we were there, we saw a rubber tree, Indian cotton and cacao, which smelled amazing in its powder form. We saw some vanilla grow from the vine and the smell was out of this world, taking about 3 or 4 months to harvest. So some of the finer smelling things Tig couldn't smell very well.
I can't smell anything, but I've got a bad nose, so...
So the guy who was taking us around had a remedy that helped Tig with his blocked nose.
You know, the normal one, when you apply it, it makes for a little bit for the irritate. But this is make cool. The tempered, it's make for the cool, the forehead. No any irritating.
How does it feel, Tig?
It's intense.
Is it relaxing?
It feels good,
Will
yeah.
be.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's very relaxing.
I couldn't let Tig have all the action, so I gave it a try too, and wow, was it relaxing. I literally could have fallen asleep. This is very relaxing, actually. Right, back to exploring the spice garden. So these are peppercorns, and depending on the drying process, it will either be a white or a black pepper. It's so cool to see them grow like this. We then saw some curry leaves and the guy was shocked that we had them grow in the UK.
Mom, you can get it for the fresh one in your country. Fresh? Really? Fresh?
Wow, this is coffee. Next on our list was aloe vera, which was so gooey and fragrant. I've never seen it like this in person. Then we saw some cloves, which we often see at Christmas time back home, but never seen them in nature like this. Cloves are used in Sri Lanka for tea and to help with tooth pain. Next we stumbled on this rather strange looking pineapple. I have never seen a red pineapple before. You can't eat them, but they are used for medicine. But how cool do they look? This is jackfruit. Apparently back in the 1980s, Sri Lanka experienced a huge crisis with food and there was nothing to eat except jackfruit. Now these trees are protected. Last but not least, we saw some nutmeg. It grows in a tree and almost looks a bit like a conker. When it splits, it looks like this, and it's useful for nausea and of course as a seasoning. When you see everything growing like this, it really makes you appreciate the beauty of nature and how we can get everything we need from the earth. Next, it was time to try some tea.
Vanilla, ginger, cloves, cinnamon, cardamom. We take 1 pinch, the hot water, this 2 drops, and the black tea we put for the half teaspoon, mix. We can drink it for 2 times per day.
It's a really good tea. From a tasty tea to an amazing massage, Tig is definitely enjoying it. Just had massage, it was amazing.
So good.
I was kind of drooling. We left the spice farm and began the 3-hour drive to our hotel. Dambulla Tea Lodge is deep in the Sri Lankan countryside, where the roads can be quite tricky to drive along. The hotel is located in the middle of a tea estate and is definitely remote. After such a long drive to get here, I wish we were staying for more than one night. Located in the picturesque hillside surrounded by tea plantations is Madolki Tea and Eco Lodge. There are 19 tent-style lodges which have some beautiful views of the Knuckles mountain range. This is going to be our home for the next night. So we finally got into our next hotel. So this is Dambulla Lodge, Dambulla Tea and Eco Lodge, and it's in the middle of the mountains. It was a drive and a half to get here, I tell you. We headed inside to check in. It was quite misty when we arrived, so we grabbed a cup of tea while we waited for our room to be ready. So we've arrived. The view is amazing, but you can't see it because it's so misty. But hopefully the cloud will pass a little bit and we can get some footage. So after another cup of tea, bit of a theme here, we made our way to our room for the night. A tent on the hillside overlooking the tea plantations. Though the room is nice, I think it's very, very overpriced for what it is. That's my honest opinion. I think the view's spectacular and you can't kind of deny that. It's an amazing view. And it is a tent. I mean, it's fine. We knew we were having a tent and I'm happy to have a tent. Thought it'd be a fun experience, but it's just very expensive for that, that's all. So this is the view, guys. It is pretty magical up here. We're so high up that the clouds are visible. The clouds are gathered around the mountain at the moment and there's rain coming, I think. Because of the climate in this part of Sri Lanka, it is a perfect place to grow tea and rice. There's a lot of rice fields here and obviously we're surrounded by tea plantations here as well, so it's a pretty luscious bit of land in the mountains. It's the perfect cultivating spot, and there's also lots of spices, so as you're driving along the mountains you can really smell all the different spices and herbs and things that are in the air, and it's just so unique. There's nothing like it. Apart from the amazing view, you have to watch out for monkeys, because there are monkeys here. And if you don't seal your tent, they'll come in and steal stuff. You can't beat views like that. Now there's supposed to be a waterfall somewhere. A 15-minute walk. So it's getting dark. Hopefully we can find it before it gets dark. It's breathtaking, it really is. There's lots of beautiful flowers in Sri Lanka. We've been warned about one thing though. A mild warning, but there are leeches. Not many, but because we're in a tent, they say just to be careful. Let's hope we don't come across any leeches. Anyway, time to explore the grounds. So waterfall update. It's not possible. It's not 15 minutes away, it's 15 kilometers away. Seeing it's going to be dark in the next 30 minutes, that's not a good idea. So we're going to just stick to the kind of area of the hotel, which is actually pretty damn huge, to be honest. We're just going to wander around here and explore. Oh wow, an aeroplane. You hear these birds? There's such a magical feeling here. You can hear bats. You can hear different types of birds. You can hear people down in the village below, kind of winding up for the evening, getting ready to have their dinner. And you've got that kind of wet, damp, kind of foresty smell. I've just never been in anywhere so lush and so green. And it must be such a unique feeling to live here like this. For this to be your world, because it's so remote and so quiet. Completely immersed in nature. Nature's all around you. But in a funny way, it doesn't feel remote. I know that sounds really strange. It feels like very community-ish here. It doesn't feel remote and isolated at all. It feels like you're surrounded by people's homes and just like warm lights from towns, and just it feels like people all around here. So it doesn't feel isolating at all. It feels quite magical, but it doesn't feel isolating. After wandering around the grounds for a bit, we decided to grab some food. I had Sri Lankan spring rolls, which had a unique flavour with a hint of coconut. Very delicious, very unique spring roll, and I really like it. And Tik has a Sri Lankan soup coming.
I do, but I'm mostly eating bread right now. This is my first time having a Sri Lankan soup. Oh my gosh. I can't remember what I ordered exactly, what was in it, but what it tastes like is the most amazing chicken soup I have ever had. Spicy and everything. That's what I'm getting from it. For my main, I had a Sri Lankan thali with shredded coconut, I'm not sure what this one was, but also cabbage, dal and a vegetable curry. For Tik's main, he opted for something non-Sri Lankan and had a nasi goreng. By the time we'd finished our meal, it was night time, so we headed back to our tent. There's the moon. Well, we are absolutely knackered. That food was really good, but we are so tired. Tomorrow's going to be a long day of trains. We are going from Kandy to Ella. Now, Kandy is about an hour and a half from here to the station, but that's on Google. Reality is probably going to be over 2 hours. So we got to get up at 5 and the driver's meeting us at 6 because there's heavy winds tomorrow, so they're worried about the mountain road. So we will see you guys once we are at our next destination. Take care guys, thanks for watching, bye. Look at those beautiful stars. Next time it will be an intense travel day where we get to experience the famous Sri Lankan blue trains. So until then, take care and we'll see you soon.